That's going to be resisted through industrial action. So it's not all hopeless. We have to have hope, we have to have a fight back, and those of us who are leading this Enough is Enough campaign have got to meet with trades councils, with community groups, with the special needs parents right across this country. There's people prepared to fight back. By sticking together we'll build a good substantial fight back that will deliver results and will deliver a victory. Thank you.
Anybody else want to grab the mic? Thanks very much, Jimmy. Anybody else want to say a few words? These are all very quiet. Anne. Anne is a teacher. Thanks, Anne.
I'm back in school a few days or a couple of weeks, and what I found is that we have huge numbers of students coming into our schools and no proper facilities for them. Meanwhile, we have state-of-the-art NAMA buildings located around the city, empty and should be taken over immediately to meet the education needs and to meet the social needs of people in various projects. Our students have not got the facilities they need, and that is something that we should begin to campaign for. These massive, beautiful buildings lying empty, going to rot, should be handed over, and we should demand that we pay for them as taxpayers through the NAMA project, which is an absolute scandal, and then they will be asked to be leased back, if you don't mind, by the Department of Education. So we pay for them twice, whilst the people who cause this are actually advisors to NAMA and getting tens and hundreds of thousands in fees. So NAMA is a gravy train that should be stopped, and all of the students' unions and the teaching unions should be immediately demanding that these buildings, some of these buildings in the areas where there's colleges where are grossly overcrowded, where we cannot put on courses to meet the needs of people who are out of work because we do not have the facilities. So it's shameful for the Labour Party and to be in government when they pledge to actually do none of this when they were in the past. So it's a disgrace. And I walked out of my school tonight where there was people enrolling for night classes. And what I found when I looked at one of the papers was the nerve and the cheek of some German, I don't know who he was, I can't remember his name, Gunter something or other, to sort of suggest that Irish workers, that we should have our flag at half-mast, when reckless German bankers destroyed the workers' lives in this country. So how dare he, when we are propping up their banks, who lent to speculator banks like Anglo-Irish, AIB and every other one of them that left us like NAMA. The last thing I'd like to say is I'm glad to hear that the ESP are actually going to stand up and not have our national assets taken over and asset stripped. But I think it's absolutely scandalous that the traitors in the ICTU and some of the leadership of the trade union movement have actually rubber-stamped the IMF EU deal. That's what they did. The IMF never came into any country before where they met a document called the Crow Park deal, which means thousands of public sector workers will be sacked. People will be hunted out of their jobs because that's what's been done. Our services are being run down, our SNAs are being taken away, all for the needs of the IMF deal. And our union leadership put their signature to that document. They are an utter and absolute disgrace. And the last thing I'd like to say is that we should be up outside that office. That's where we should be marching, not just to the Dail, but to tell these people that we will not stand for their collusion any longer. That we are going to build an alternative leadership. We are going to have a proper workers' movement, and that we want rid of them. Now, and a first step could be organising in our schools, organising in our unions to ensure that those NAMA empty buildings are our buildings, that our students state-of-the-art properties, not run-down places that I work in and many other teachers in our schools work in. Thank you.